Hi everyone, it's Lucid and we're back with another indicator showcasing video. In this video, I would like to walk you through the concept of supply and demand and showcase you two indicators at TradingView that you can have a grasp of and use the supply and demand concept for your good, for your profit, or for your, yes. What is the concept of supply and demand? Let me tell you this, in order for me to buy at a certain price and make profit, there has to be other traders willing to buy at a worse price than me in order for the price to go up. The exact opposite applies for the selling side of trading, right? And the actual and only thing making price moves in the market, those price shifts are a direct result of the shifts in the supply and demand of a price, right? So if price was demanded at a certain price, just like $1 Snickers on the supermarket, if it goes up to $5 is a lot for a Snickers, and then it goes down to $1, you would want to buy that, right? You would want to eat that, like peanuts and stuff, so good. The exact same applies at the financial market as well. And the thing is that institutional traders, the big fat fingers buying and pumping the price from a certain price, doesn't want their positions to be on the losing side. So when the price comes back to that area, they might want to add to their position. They might want to buy more, and us retail traders always want to be on their side and to be on their way of thinking. Let me give you an example. I'm Turkish. I live in Istanbul. I don't know around the world, but Turkish people on the highway loves to go behind an ambulance because everybody makes the ambulance pass away at a full speed, and if you're behind that ambulance, you don't have to be on the traffic anymore. You can pedal to the metal. It's good. I think you get the similarity behind it. So the first of the two indicators, which is a fairly simpler version of it as far as I can tell from the coding of that, the supply and demand multi-time frame free by KapoorChandra is an indicator that directly plots the supply and demand zones from the price action itself, as you can see. And the cool part of that is that it has a multi-time frame function of it. So if I'm on a 5-minute chart, I can inspect the supplies and demands of the 15-minute, 30-minute, 45-minute chart. And as I go up on time frames, you can see that the supply and demand zones become a whole lot more consistent. The way I would trade this concept would actually be TD sequential by TD sequential. As you can see there, we have a setup buy signal, or I don't know, I can use divergences maybe. Let's check divergences zone of MFI, or let me use stock X. Yes, MFI. See, the price is fairly low. This is not exactly a divergence, but the MFI's lows are far higher than the price, so this might be considered as a divergence, but probably not. But I would check for divergences, right? As far as the E2s, DGTs, the king, the anonymous Turkish trader and script writer, which I really love, I love you hocam, is the supply, demand, and equilibrium zones by DGT. And what this does is, let me show you. You select a specified period of time like this on your chart, and it calculates all the trading volume, the actual supplying and demanding between traders, and plots you the zones of that areas with an extra volume profile, and it's actually fairly good. For example, let me show it to you like this. Here, I don't know if you can see that. Here is a huge buying volume, right? As far as I can tell from the volume-based colored bars and a huge SVIC. So when the price is around here, let me haven't even touched that area yet, right? If the price dips to that area, and the area doesn't necessarily have to be this big as well, then we might expect a shift in supply and demand, because all the suppliers around here might like to demand that the dollar Snickers here instead of $5 of Snickers here. So the prices rises and a shift in supply and demand occurs. You can play around with it, and it might actually help you trading, even though it's only an experimental script of E2. Let's get down to the details, and there are few. So you can customize the period of supplies and demands of the specified time period by messing around with this number. You can enable or disable the equilibrium zones. By the way, this is the supply, this and this is the demand, and this is the equilibrium zones. What is the equilibrium zone? It is where the buyers and sellers both had a big activity in those area, around those prices. And you can also mess around with the numbers as well. You can extend the zones by that, even though you chose to check for volume at this specified area. You can extend the zones in order for you to trade, place trades better, or see the picture. And as well as you can see here that 22nd of April, around this area. And if never mind about it. You see, this is the end area, and this is the area where you start the calculation, not necessarily area, the exact point and date and time that you do that. So we have volume profile. Let me close volume profile. It's like this, and I added all the volume profile here. Let's get a manual volume profile to the chart to see. Yes, as you can see, it's around the same. You can show the common interest. What is that? Let's check. Really good explanations, DGT. Thanks, man. Common interest. What is that? Price volume. And it displays the total trading activity, both buying and selling, over a specified period of time at price levels. This, yes, trading activity. The orange is the selling, and the blue is the buying activity. As you can see, that the buying activity increases as we come close to a demand zone, and it decreases, and selling activity increases as we come close to a supply zone, right? And you can close it, you can plot it, and bull and bear dominance is as well who are most dominant around those zones. And as you can see around here, that around these levels, bulls are a lot more dominant than bears. So what happens, aga? The prices rise, right? Yes. Okay. And then you can show the profile price levels. I prefer to plot it. Sorry about that. And you can choose whether the volume profile is placed on the left or the right, and you can specify the width of it. 15 is good, and the good old volume weighted colored bars by Kvanch is really good. And this should be it. Go check this out. Go check about supply and demand concept more and try to develop yourself a trading strategy using supply and demand. That should be it. Thanks.